All right, so I'm going to be talking about President Trump and his meeting with immigration policy back in 2018 and how they use a certain term to define certain countries and whether President Trump would allow people from those said countries to be full citizens regarding a legal immigration process. So back in 2018, President Trump referred to some countries, mainly Haitian, Dominican Republic, and African countries as, quote, shithole countries. That phrase was thrown around a lot within the media, especially news stations such as NBC, CNN, and those said stations were not shy about using that term in the same sentence as President Trump, as if he was calling those countries, quote, shithole countries. So I mainly want to focus on why the media felt the need to add that certain phrase in the discussion with the immigration policy, and why they felt the need that President Trump they wanted to portray, as President Trump said, those countries are, quote, shithole. I believe that any of those media outlets that were leaning more liberal and kind of against Trump, they would feel the need to throw that word in there to damage his image and kind of make him seem like an unprofessional president, which there are a ton of other situations in where he made himself feel unprofessional at times. But this one was more on the media than on President Trump, as to whether he said it or not in a meeting. There were some media executives who did say that President Trump's remarks were quote, undeniable and maybe a little bit offensive. But I don't think, as far as that term, that he fully said that term, at least in a public setting. I don't deny if he said it in a private setting or off camera, but it did receive a lot of backlash, obviously, in countries like Haiti and African countries. So I think this was the media portraying President Trump in a bad image, trying to give him a sort of verbal communication barrier. And the one that I think of in particular is inappropriate use of expression. That's one that comes out to me because this is obviously a vulgar and crude thing to call another country, let alone another person. Yeah, I think this is a classic example of inappropriate use of expression, and the media. I think we all understand the media tries to take any small thing and expand it and portray it and make it seem bigger than it already is. And this is another classic case here. So I believe that's a barrier that they tried to force on President Trump.